What's going on, guilty guys and gals? Welcome back to Danganronpa Redemption. This is the first second. I can't read this properly.
Hey, Kaede, you all good out here?
That's the best I can do for you. Oh, boy. I'm concerned about this one.
Kokichi and Gundam, they've
been turned into hamsters.
Okay.
As I stammered out the words, everyone else rushed over to the side of the music venue.
Ding dong, bing bong. Alright.
A body has been discovered. You know the drill. Time to investigate before our trial commences.
Are they really? No, Gundam, Kokichi.
Okay.
Chihiro, come on. Don't get close to them.
The what? You've been close to bodies.
Chihiro sunk down in front of Kokichi, shaking as he cried at the sight.
Oh dear.
Kokichi, I'm so sorry. Chihiro stood up from the ground and turned to face everyone with the same angry look as before.
The funny one.
Whoever did this, we're gonna figure this out, you hear me? I'm not going to let you get away with hurting my friend.
Why? I still don't understand why Chihiro and Kokichi would ever be friends. Like, they're so opposite in personality. I don't know. Chi? Okay.
Come on, take a break, man. You don't need to keep looking.
No! Someone hurt my friend and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
No way. Wait, Kaede, you see it too, right?
See what? The two people are dead? Yeah, I kind of noticed.
Look closer.
I did what Rantaro said, and I couldn't believe my eyes. As I stared at Kokichi, his hand twitched.
It's a lie! Okay.
Guys, Kokichi's still alive!
You think... Okay, maybe Rantaro just hates the guy. You know what? I understand it. But you'd think if he saw that Kokichi was still alive, he wouldn't be like,
hey, Kaede, check that out.
he'd be like, oh my god, we gotta get this guy.
What? How can that be?
Tropical despair.
The killed.
The killer.
The killer must have messed up their attack.
Well, if that's the case, then why are we just standing around? We gotta help them before we really do have two bodies.
Ow.
No. I'll take him to the nurse's office. I'll see if we can patch him up. If we can, I'll see if he knows anything.
I'll come too. I have an extensive knowledge on medical procedures. I'm sure it can be put to good use.
I'll help too. I've had to patch up some of my guys before. Plus, I can wait outside so no one gets any smart ideas. Alright, then let's get moving. He's lost a lot of blood. I don't think he's got much time left.
Rantaro picked up Kokichi, muttering something under his breath.
God damn it, why did he have to be alive and not Gundam? Come on, bud, stay with us.
The three of them headed for the nurse's office, leaving the rest of us with... Gundam!
Sad Ibuki, just very fast sad.
Ibuki kneeled down and picked up the Devas, who were desperately pawing at Gundam, trying to wake him up.
I mean, this is the second time I've seen it.
Shh! You guys shouldn't see this. It'll keep you safe. Ibuki, how about you take them to your room and make sure they're okay?
There really is only three of them. What happened to the fourth one? I'm a little worried. Like, not in this case, it's just in general.
On it. Ibuki headed off with the hamsters, which left me, Leon, Anji, Sayaka, Miu, Kibo, and Chihiro.
Investigate.
Well, that's odd.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Well, I know why Gundam was out here.
What's up, Angie?
Oh, goodness. I, hiccuped in the middle of that. Whew.
Gundam's neck is very swollen. Plus, it's bent. Does the Monokuma fighter say anything about it? The victim's Gundam Tanaka, the ultimate breeder. The body was discovered outside the music venue on the island. The estimated time of death is 12:40. The victim died due to a broken neck.
Did he fall off the roof?
No other injuries or foreign substances were detected.
Or did somebody really, like, wring his neck that hard? I don't think so.
Well, it says here he died to a broken neck. Aha! Then I was correct. He must have fallen somehow and hit his neck. That'd make a lot of sense, actually. Taka tripped earlier. He could have hurt himself if it weren't for Mondo. I see! So the big pointy rocks around here must be a clue. Seems like it. And we should assume that if we noticed them, someone else could have too.
You're not telling me they set a trap with rocks. like a what is it called? Home Alone style trap.
Hey, Kaede, if you're done, wanna take a peek at this?
What is it? Mew handed me a sheet of paper. Huh? What is this?
That is weird.
A map Chihiro and I sketched up. We're adding some smaller touches, but we have the general layout.
Oh, I thought this was a map that the killer used. I was like, what?
Maybe you could put it to some good use.
There's a door behind the stage. I guess that makes sense.
Thanks a bunch. I'll give it a look.
Wait, but like that... Unless... I'm trying to think, right? The door to the music venue, I always imagined it as like across from the stage. You know what I mean? So like the stage is at the back of the building and the storage room is to the side and then the bar is to the right of the door, which I guess is just from the angle we're viewing the room. It's not necessarily true, I don't think. Unless maybe the camera setup in case 3 of Danganronpa 2 proves that that's how the thing is supposed to work. But I'm imagining those red rectangles are doors, so...
Seems that the storage room has another door that leads outside, as well as one behind the stage curtain. Maybe I should check out those spots and see if there are any clues that could help.
Well, there being a stage door certainly makes me suspicious. And, well, it wasn't us. Well, maybe it was us, but I don't think so. And I don't think it was Ibuki. The only person who took extended time between sets was Leon, right? Because the first one was Sayaka and Kaede. The second one was Sayaka and Leon. And the third one was everybody. Right? Or was it Ibuki, Kaede, Leon, Sayaka is with everybody? Because it's really only Sayaka or Leon if it's one of the people that were playing on the stage. Which, I mean, it seems like it should be because they got so much screen time, but we'll see.
Yo, Kaede, where you heading?
I'm gonna go check out the storage room.
The storage room? Why there?
And now he's trying to, like, lead the investigation, you know?
We should investigate the entire area, right?
Well, I don't know. I would have said something if that place was suspicious.
What do you mean?
Ibuki, Mondo, Sayaka, and I were all talking over there for a little while. Mondo went to go talk to Taka, and I don't know where Ibuki went. But before the lights went out, we didn't hear any commotion by the door, honest. Actually, Sayaka was holding on to me the whole time, so we would have been blocking the door.
Still, it can't hurt to check, but thanks for the information.
So what was the point of turning out the lights then? Okay, maybe I should stop assuming I know what's going to happen. Maybe it just doesn't seem possible for the killer to have come out and killed them while the lights were out, specifically because, well, it was kind of a short amount of time, but because you would see where the light was coming from, right? Like, even if they went in the storage room, if those guys were around there when the lights went out, I mean, they would have seen you. It would have to be behind the stage curtain, but even then, I feel like you'd see the light filtering through. I don't know.
I made my way to the storage room and looked around. I noticed Sayaka and Chihiro investigating as well. Hey guys, find anything? Some boxes and a few other things are jumbled around, but other than that, everything seems okay. There's just some cases, cassette players, and drums moved around. But we didn't use any of that for our concert. I wonder how that got moved. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure that out at the trial.
Did they, like, climb out the window? I don't know. Is there a window in here? I don't even know.
The three of us left the room and made our way to the area behind the stage curtain. Huh? There's a door back here, but could anyone have used it?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Ah! Where were you?
I was hiding behind the curtain.
Kibo, don't sneak up on us like that.
Sorry, I just wanted to help investigate too.
It's fine, Keebs. We're just trying to figure out if anyone could have used this door during the blackout.
Oh my. Well, that depends on if the curtain lets light through, right? If it doesn't, then someone could have used it.
Right, because we wouldn't have been able to see it opening from the other side.
Then we should test it. There's a circuit breaker right by the door that we can use.
Wait, the circuit breaker is right by that door?
Good idea. Sayaka, Chihiro, can you two go stand on the other side of the curtain? Of course. Those two moved to the other side, and Kibo and I stood by the door. I opened the breaker and flipped a few switches. Just like before, it was pitch black. Kibo, who had his hand on the door, pushed it open.
Can you guys
see any light? No, it's totally dark.
Okay, well, then it was this door for sure.
We can't see a thing.
Also convenient that the two were standing right outside it, apparently.
Huh, so the curtain really does block all the light from this side.
But why did it, I'm still not sure if they could have had enough time to do it. But I guess you don't really know how much time that was because they're not specifying it yet.
We turned the lights back on and headed back to the main area with Sayaka and Chihiro. Hey, Kibo, I've been meaning to ask, do you know why your lights aren't working anymore?
Oh, yeah. After the blackout the other night, I've been feeling pretty drained. Actually, they went out just after you went back into your room and haven't worked since.
Who knew about this?
Well, the people out in the hall that night. I told Angie and and Taka when we were hanging out.
Alright, thanks, Kibo.
I can't do it. It's so weird. I don't like it.
Next, we looked around the venue for any circuit breakers. We found two, one by the storage room and the other by the backstage door. I marked their locations on the map.
Very convenient. It's right beside the backstage door.
After that, I went back outside. I wanted to get another look at the crime scene. I already looked at Gundam, but I wanted to see about Kokichi, and there was a bloody rock lying where he was. It makes sense this is what Kokichi was hit with. It's the only rock here with blood on it.
Oh my.
Gundam's scarf was lying nearby. It seems to have fallen off. Was there some kind of struggle here?
Also, his, like, sleeve or something. Maybe that's a rock, actually.
Okay, I think that's everything to see here. I need to try and figure out how Gundam got out here in the first place.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just clear my throat. Okay, there we go. Quite loudly.
I decided to go find Ibuki. She was in her room comforting the Devas. Hey, Ibuki, are you alright? Ibuki will be. Did you find any clues, Kaede? Some. I was hoping you could help me, though. Do you remember if Gundam left the venue during the party? Oh, right. After the songs, he told Ibuki he was going to step out and check on the Devas, and he never came back. I see. Do you remember at what time he left? It was about 12:35. So just before the blackout, Gundam left the venue.
He waited until all the songs were done to leave, huh? So it couldn't have been done during the concert. It could only have been done after the concert, during the blackout. Okay.
Well, that's everything I can think of to investigate, except I was a little nervous, but I knew I had to go check on Kokichi. I made my way to the nurse's office and slowly opened the door. Hey, guys?
Kaede, hey.
How is he?
He's still out, but we stopped the bleeding. He's a tough little dude. I think he's gonna make it.
That's great, but we still need...
Blackout. Don't. Oh. Is Kokichi just gonna survive then?
All right, time's up, everyone. Please make your way to the elevator for the class trial.
What? But we need Kokichi. He could have important information about the case.
I know, but there's nothing we can...
No, this isn't fair. I won't stand for this. Monokuma, I know you can hear me.
You called?
Ah!
You called for him. You should have known he was gonna show up.
I jumped as Monokuma suddenly appeared behind us. Yeah, we can't start the trial without Kokichi. It isn't fair.
Also, you should be trying to keep him alive.
He's right.
Or she's right. I don't know why I thought it would be. I just didn't read the... I agree. I'm also here. Honestly, like, if he's still alive, isn't it Monokuma's job to keep him alive? To the best of his ability? Isn't that what they established in Danganronpa 2? Somewhat. I mean, I guess in that case, because it was accidental, like, the person wasn't supposed to be punished, then he was on the hook for it. But I guess because this person was maybe killed, he's not? But still, you'd think you want to keep the most people alive for the most despair. I don't know.
Kokichi's a key witness. Without his testimony, can we really make a proper judgment?
Unbelievable. You kids these days with your justice complexes. Fine. I'll see what I can do about Sleeping Beauty over there, and when he decides to wake up, we'll bring him into the trial.
But...
No buts. Now, let's get this show on the road.
Part of me feels like it would be almost in character for Monokuma to be like,
I don't want to deal with this, and just
kill Kokichi and be like,
there. Now it's fair.
Monokuma ushered us all to the door, but just as we were about to leave...
What? I'm guessing it's Kokichi. What?
Kokichi's eyes fluttered open before he winced in pain. He sat up a bit on the bed, looking at us all with confusion.
What happened? Where am I? Where am I? There we go.
Rentaro stepped forward, keeping his voice low. Kokichi's head was probably killing him.
Let's hope that's the only thing that's trying to probably kill him.
Kokichi, what's the last thing you remember?
Enough! I'm not delaying this trial another second. Everyone into the elevator.
Oh, come on. Trial? Or trial? I don't know. It's hard to make this voice I'm doing for Kokichi sound sincere, you know what I mean? But, Kokichi...
Can come when he's ready. Now shoo!
I'll do it. We're playing Trial Underground. This is funny.
Huh?
Look, I'm not even bleeding. It's fine.
I watched as Kokichi shakily stood up from the bed, glaring at Monokuma.
I'll come to your stupid trial. It'd be boring without me, right?
But, Kokichi, you...
Don't get the wrong idea. I just can't let you idiots vote wrong and get me killed with you.
Well then, let's get this show on the road.
Wouldn't that be very unfair? To kill Kokichi for a decision he wasn't even allowed to input on? Because he was passed out? I never really thought about that before. But if the, like... If the students in Danganronpa 2 lost the case while Nekomaru was out, and everybody was executed, would Monokuma just execute Nekomaru in his sleep? Like, jeez. Anyway.
I have a good feeling about this one.
We all made our way to the elevator, where the others were waiting for us. Kokichi, thank goodness you're okay. I was so worried. Kokichi laughed, albeit a little forced, before responding.
Don't be an idiot, Chihiro. You really think I'd die so easy? Besides, there's way bigger things to worry about.
He's right. We gotta figure out who did this.
For Gundam. For a split second, Kokichi's eyes widened as Ibuki said the name.
Gundam is...
He glanced away for a moment before shaking his head and plastering on a grin.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go before Monokuma kills us for making him wait.
Wait, Kokichi, one more thing. Do you know who killed Gundam? Kokichi paused for a moment, and his expression grew serious.
No, I don't. Alright.
What about...
Save it for the trial, Kaede. Kokichi needs to know what happened, and we need to know what he saw. We have to take it one thing at a time, or we'll all get confused.
Yeah, you're right.
This is his, yeah, I know, face.
With one last nod, I took Rentaro's hand and stepped into the elevator.
Wow, I guess some things haven't changed since I was out.
We threw our party to bring everyone together, but instead it took one of us away. Someone here tried to end 2 lives, but only succeeded in taking 1. And together, we're going to figure out who it was.
Boom, 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 boom.
Him! Now, let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial,
I mean, you already know. You know, I was thinking, how different would this game be if it was only culprits? Because, it's an interesting thought, right? Like, only the Blackens? Because it is called Redemption, and that's what makes you think about that. Kaede would still be here. Well, let's start from the very beginning, right? People who would be able to be candidates. Oh, he's talking about Kibo.
and as you can see, I've included a stand for our new student. Just because he's a little late to the party doesn't mean he gets to sit out.
Thanks.
Okay. So, you would have Leon, maybe Mukuro. You could make an argument for Mukuro. Then you've got Mondo, you've got Celeste, you've got technically Sakura if you really wanted to, because Sakura is technically a Blackened. And then that's it, right? So if you include Mukuro, then from Danganronpa 1 you'd have Leon, Mukuro, Celeste, Mondo, Sakura, and that's 5. And then if you take from Danganronpa 2, you get Teru, which I can understand why you wouldn't want to have Teru. Yeesh. You get Teru, you get Peko, you get Mikon, you get Gundam, and you get Chiaki. Which, again, might not make sense depending on how this works, but that's an interesting group as well for another 5. And then if you go from V3, you get Kaede, who could still be the protagonist. Kaede, Kirumi... I almost forgot. Korekio. And then Gonta and Kaido. And you could even include Samugi if you wanted to, but you probably wouldn't. And that would be your 15, right? And then you throw in Kibo at the end, who is kind of also a traitor like Mukuro. And I don't know. I just kind of like that. It wouldn't be even with guys and girls, I don't think. I didn't really check, but it would be interesting. I wonder how that would go. Because you've got, like, the really remorseful killers, and then you've got Celeste, Korekio, and, like... well, I don't think it'd be Despair Mikon, although that would be very interesting too, if, like, you know, she doesn't get cured of the despair disease, so she's just a despair the whole time. Anyway.
Thanks.
Now, let's get this class trial underway.
I took a deep breath, trying to think of where to start.
Wow, this'll be the easiest fucking trial ever.
Oh, yeah?
Huh?
I mean, we have a witness right there, so you little shit, tell us who did it.
Okay. I don't know, dumbass. I got hit on the head with a massive rock. Can you give me a little break?
The fuck you mean you don't know? How could you not see it? How could you not see who clocked you?
Maybe they did it from behind.
Actually, there's a perfectly logical reason why Kokichi didn't see who attacked him. He was hit on the back of the head.
They took Kokichi by surprise, and then they killed Gundam, who took them by surprise.
It makes sense Kokichi doesn't know who attacked him. He was hit on the back of his head. So the culprit could have snuck up on him before he could see who it was.
I don't know why he'd be, like, facing away. I don't know. Ah, I see.
I think we should try to put together a timeline of events. That should give us a clearer picture of what happened.
Good idea. Where should we start? I think we should go up to before the blackout even happened.
Okay. Sounds good. I guess we're doing it. How did Gundam get outside the venue in the first place? Perhaps he was dragged outside? Poor Mukuro.
Maybe the body was moved?
That's what I just said.
What if he just left?
Her poor portrait. Poor Mukuro.
I guess we can't say for sure.
I mean, look, I give Mukuro a lot of credit because of Danganronpa If, and, you know, but she's still not a good person. Let's make that clear, but whatever. She was responsible for the deaths of probably as many people as Korekyo, if not more. But the difference is, I don't know, at least she's trying to be better and Korekyo isn't, I guess.
What if he just left?
That's right. I agree with that.
Cool.
Awesome. I was right.
That's right, Mondo. Gundam left the venue just before the blackout, and he told Ibuki. That's right. Pointing.
So how do we know Ibuki isn't lying? To cover her own tracks?
Because Gundam told me he was leaving the Devas outside, too. It makes sense he would leave to check on them. So Kaede can back up Ibuki's statement. Plus, it just seems like the most likely option.
That doesn't prove Ibuki didn't do it. Let's just be clear. He probably told Ibuki where he was going to. He literally did tell Ibuki where he was going. She's the only one that would have knew exactly when he was leaving. But I know that's not actually the thing. It's just they didn't not prove that.
So after that, the lights went out.
Correct. And how do we know what could have caused? And do we know what could have caused the blackout?
There's only one thing that makes sense, right, Kaede?
What do you mean, right, Kaede?
A circuit breaker. Smashing the light bulbs. That's funny.
They smashed all the light bulbs in a single shot. It was an incredible throw, wasn't it, Leon?
What are you talking about?
Circuit breakers. Monokuma told all of us that messing with them could cause a blackout.
I bet you this will only affect this case, which is fine, but it's also incredibly funny that, like, one person is going to try this and no one else will.
Our culprit must have flipped some of the switches when no one was looking.
Well, that makes the music gang pretty suspicious, right? After all, you guys spent a lot of time in that venue.
True, but the blackout happened over half an hour into the party. Anyone could have wandered around and found the breakers. They weren't exactly hidden.
So we can't rule anyone out yet.
Right. After the lights went out, someone must have slipped outside to commit the murder. How about we talk about where we found the body, Kaede? Sounds good. Wow, you're full of good ideas today, Chihiro. Thanks.
Let's see. Whoa. Hi, Anji.
What? No offense, Chihiro, but that's a lame start. I mean, come on, we know where the body was.
But it could give us some serious hints as to who could have hurt Kokichi and killed Gundam. Miu's got a point. We found it outside. What else is there for it?
Exactly. The killer was probably just walked out using the main door and then walked back in.
Wait, that doesn't sound right. That's like the most obvious stupid answer ever.
I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there.
Was it... Who's the one that in Trial 1 of V3 correctly guesses that Sumugi's the Blackened by accident? Was that Miu, or was that someone else? I honestly can't remember.
Sometimes I just throw random stuff out there and it's totally right. You guys should do that more often.
Yeah,
Take your own map and look at it. Hold on a second, Miu. You and Chihiro drew a map of the venue, didn't you?
Yeah, and?
Let's look at it again. Let me paint you a picture.
Oh wait, that's from Fire Emblem. Never mind, sorry.
According to the map, no one could have used the main door without letting in light from outside.
I thought that was somebody's rebuttal showdown line, but no, that's wrong.
And since none of us saw that, we can conclude the door wasn't used during the blackout. Then, how did the killer get outside? Well, there's still the possibility of someone using one of the other doors. Other, huh? I think Kaede means the doors in the storage room and backstage. Exactly. There were circuit breakers right by both, so it wouldn't have been hard to find the door, even in the dark. So,
by using one of those, the killer got out undetected.
I suppose that makes sense.
You suppose?
Well, Mew, if you're going to question me, then why don't you step up and take more charge in this investigation? Though, I have to admit, it wouldn't be very wise for you, seeing your past mistakes and forgetting details you provided. What is going... Angie, what happened?
I really wanted Kokichi to be dead.
Huh? I thought you were like super chill now. What's going on?
Angie? Oh, don't mind me, Kaede. I'm only doing as it were wishes, to put people in their rightful place. Hehe. Please continue. Weird. It's normally Kokichi making remarks like that.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Alright, we know that they could have used either door, but we need to determine which.
Listen to me.
You could have just said. You don't have to...
Huh?
We are arguing now. Are you stupid? Actually, Kaede, it's very clear that only one door could have been used. Did you not just say that the light would filter through?
I don't think that's true, but it looks like I'm going to have to prove it.
Anyway, before this goes on, I have to say... Now I'm sus of two people. I said this before, how I was a little sus of Chihiro, because Chihiro seems to be moving the game along pretty well and not acting much like themselves. But I guess you could say the same for Angie, couldn't you? She's been just nice to everyone, and she let Mukuro stay in her room, which saved her from dying, to what is really kind of an unfair motive for Mukuro specifically. And then now she's acting like the rival for no reason suddenly because Kokichi's out of it. It's a little odd. Although Chihiro also seemed concerned about Kokichi biting it so early, despite them apparently being friends, even though they never talk, really. I don't know. I'm sus of both of them, alright? And Kibo. They're all bad news. Anyway.
I conclude that the door had to have been the door that had to have been used was the storage room door. There's no way the other one could have been opened. As stated earlier, any door used in the main area would have let in a noticeable amount of light. There was nothing different about the backstage door from the main door.
No, there is something different, and I have to show him what.
Alright. Maybe I should have just saved this rant for while we're waiting for all of this to go by, but I wasn't, I forgot. Okay, I just forgot. Oh, I'm gonna yawn. It's okay. I'm good. There's still another half hour in this video. Plus 8 minutes, so really it's almost like 40 minutes. It's so aggressive.
Actually, Taka, it's quite possible to have used the backstage door during the blackout.
How so? What? What do you mean?
The curtain. Kibo, Saika, Chihiro, and I ran a test to see if light could shine through it, and it didn't.
I see. So someone could have opened the door, and none of us would have noticed. Unless we were behind the curtain.
But how can we determine which door was used?
What if one wasn't used at all?
Huh?
You've all been discussing the case as if the killer had to have been in the music venue.
Kokichi smashed himself on the head. Here we go.
But what if that was their intention all along? You don't mean...
How would Kokichi hit himself in the back of the head with a rock, though?
What if Kokichi is the culprit? Atua wants him to die.
Okay.
What?
That actually kind of makes sense.
Are you kidding me? This is the one time I can't be the culprit.
Yeah, what if he's faking it this whole time to make us think he's innocent?
You guys wouldn't have noticed he had a fake head wound?
No way. There's too much evidence against it.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
Okay.
I sense it's time for a scrum debate. Play the intro sequence. I'm gonna turn this key. Watch me do it. Hey, I did it.
Could Kokichi have committed the crime? This is a great... That's a great thumbnail to just confuse everyone. Could Kokichi, the dead body, have committed the crime? I really thought he'd be dead, but of course he's alive. That makes sense. I still haven't really talked about that. Is he going to die at the end of the trial from his injuries or something? I don't know. Because you think they would want two people to die. I don't know. It's possible. Kibo, come on. You know the truth. It's nossible. We've got Kaido and Mukuro on our side. We'll win.
Kokichi was right outside during the party. What if he was planning to kill Gundam all along?
But he had no way of knowing Gundam would go outside during the party.
Chihiro!
I forgot to do that.
What if he faked his injury to throw us off?
Macharo!
Not happening. He was hit on the back of the head, remember? Doubt he'd be able to self-inflict an injury like that. Well, what if he was strangled using his scarf? It was found by the body, right?
That has nothing to do with that.
Saika! If he was strangled, there would have been a red mark across his whole neck.
What about the motive? Maybe he had Gundam's paper.
Kokichi!
I didn't. And even if I did you really think I'd kill over a motive like that?
Still, I wouldn't put it past Kokichi to lie about this. It's in character for him, is it not? I'll do it. Maybe, but Kokichi's injuries were near fatal. I don't think he'd go that far to cover up a crime.
Yeah, if we didn't notice he was dying like 3 seconds sooner, he would have just been dead.
But what if he caused a blackout to throw suspicion onto people in the venue?
Mew!
Kokichi was outside the entire time. There's no way he caused a blackout. All the breakers are inside, dumbass.
Full counter!
Huh. I guess he really didn't do it. Damn. Kinda wish he did.
No, but now's a good time to hear what he knows, since we've established all the events leading up to his attack.
There's not much to say. I was outside and then everything went dark.
That's it?
Yeah. That's it.
Looking at Kokichi, I almost feel bad. He seems tired, like he didn't have the same energy as usual. So Kokichi was snuck up on and knocked out. At least we know who was attacked first.
You didn't see Gundam?
That means Kokichi was the intended target, not Gundam.
Right, so now we need to determine how Gundam was killed.
If Kokichi does just collapse and die at the end of this, I'm gonna be a little sad. Like, come on, man.
His neck was broken, was it not?
Like, if you didn't know anything, there's no point in putting your life to waste. That's correct, and there were no other injuries according to the Monokuma file.
To snap someone's neck with your bare hands wouldn't be easy. So, whoever killed him must have been super strong to do that.
I guess there's no other explanation. No, there is something else that could have happened.
He fell over and died. He tripped and fell like an idiot. I'm getting flashbacks to cats on a boat. You should watch Ace Attorney if you haven't on this channel. And then you'll know why I said that.
No, that's wrong. No, that's wrong.
I just realized she doesn't say that. She says, I'll cut through your words, but she doesn't say, no, that's wrong.
There's another way Gundam's neck could have been broken. The rocks around the venue. It's easy to trip on them, and if you fall, it's easy to say you could hurt yourself, too.
So what you're saying is Gundam fell and broke his neck?
But that would mean no one actually killed him. No, not quite. I don't think Gundam would just trip and fall. I think he was pushed. Pushed? That's right.
Is there any proof of that?
Thank you. Why are you the voice of reason, Leon? The voice of reason. Rion, yeah. The voice of reason, Leon.
Proof there was a struggle. Gundam's scarf was torn off. Gundam's scarf. It was found by his body, and there's no other explanation as to how it got there.
So, let me get this straight. The killer clocked Kokichi, Gundam heard it, ran over, and the killer attacked him too?
It seems so.
No, that's not it.
Oh no. Relationship turmoil.
Huh? What do you mean? Don't make me do a minigame, please.
I'm gonna make you do a minigame. Look at the location of the bodies. Gundam's was found right next to Kokichi's. There's a lot of distance between the corner of the building and where we found the bodies. If the killer really did attack Gundam, he would have had more than enough time to run and make it back inside the venue.
So that means...
Gundam attacked the culprit? But why would he do that?
I don't know, maybe to save Kokichi, yeah.
I think in order to protect Kokichi.
To protect him?
He was probably trying to stop the killer. They struggled and Gundam was pushed. He tripped and fell, breaking his neck on one of the larger rocks. The killer probably panicked and ran inside, not checking to make sure Kokichi was actually dead.
So the reason Kokichi's here right now, that's cause of Gundam?
It would seem so.
Gundam just can't stop getting into fights.
My eyes wandered to Kokichi, who was just staring blankly into the distance.
So we know how Gundam died, but where does that get us?
I think it's time to start narrowing down suspects. If we can do that, we'll be able to hone in on our killer. So how do we figure it out?
Hey, Mew, where were you during the blackout?
Me? Why are you singling me out? What the hell?
That's a good question, actually.
I was with Kibo. Right, Kibo?
Well, I couldn't see the entire time. It's possible you could have slipped away.
How do we know you aren't lying? That seems awfully suspicious.
What? No!
No one's listening to Mew, but if we keep randomly pointing fingers like this, we won't get anywhere.
Wait, are we gonna have a mass panic debate?
I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to lie.
It's lie time. I forgot. Didn't we have a mass panic debate in the first trial and we haven't had one since? That's kind of strange. And now we're having a lie bullet.
How do we know Mew couldn't have committed the crime?
But is there any evidence she did do it?
I mean, she knew Kibo's lights were broken.
That's correct. That's correct. So, if she knew that...
Then she could have planned the blackout.
Yeah, you've got it all wrong!
I have to get them off Mew. It's risky, but I think I know how.
How do we know Mew couldn't have committed the crime?
I can't believe the moved supplies were for lying. They were for lying. Ah. What? Kibo's a lie? Okay, this is interesting.
Actually, Kibo didn't know, or Mew didn't know Kibo's lights weren't working.
Huh?
But...
Shut up! Psychic Blast! Shut up! I shot Kibo up Psychic Blast, begging him to just trust me for now. So, let's just all calm down and...
That's a lie. Atua does not approve of dishonesty, Kaede. I was also there and saw it. So did Sayaka. And somebody else, Chihiro, I think. I don't remember.
What?
We were all in the hall when Kibo's light stopped working. Chihiro and Sayaka can attest to that as well. Mew was there, so she knew.
Well, yeah, okay, you're right.
You really thought you could pull off a lie like that? That's my job. I'm the liar. Why would you do such a thing in the first place?
Because we can't keep pointing fingers like this. We need to narrow it down with evidence.
You could have been real pedantic and worked your way out of that, Kaede. You could have just said,
Well, okay, she knew Kibo's lights went out then, but she knows Kibo better than anyone. She would have known if he got a full recharge that the lights would have come back on, right, Mew? Or right, Kibo? You know?
And then Kibo's like,
yes, I neglected to tell her in the morning that my lights were still non-functional.
something like that.
She has a point. We can assume the killer knew about Kibo's lights. Makes sense. Otherwise the blackout would be too risky. It wouldn't even do anything.
Right, so that narrows our suspects down to Kibo, Miu, Chihiro, Sayaka, Angie, and Taka. Good thing I left earlier, else I'd be on that list. Taka? But he wasn't in the hall with us that night.
I told him and Angie when we were hanging out.
Exactly, so it's safe to assume the culprit is one of them.
Wait, hold on. I should read that list again. Leon's not on that list. I was wrong. Is it the other half of the couple, perhaps?
Well, we can take Sayaka off that list, right, Kaede? I can vouch for her.
Oh, because you two are blocking the storage room together, right?
Right. That also means no one could have gone in or out of the door back there.
Kaede, give me the map.
Okay. Huh? Why?
Take it out of your backpack and give it to me now. Just do it.
Still confused, I gave Kokichi the venue map. He marked something down on it and handed it back to me. I looked at it and saw a simple arrow mark beside the icon representing Kokichi. What does this mean?
It's the direction I was facing when I was attacked.
The direction he was...
He was facing the door. So it wasn't the stage door.
I know who the culprit is.
You do? Is it Gundam? I don't know.
There's only one person who knew about Kibo's lights, and who could have attacked Kokichi if he was facing this direction. You're the only person who could have done it. Me!
No. Okay, so I guess Leon was just holding a mannequin, whatever.
Isn't that right, Sayaka Maizono? Huh?
Or is Leon doing a lie bullet thing to us? Whoa!
Look at this map again. If someone used the backstage door, Kokichi would have seen them. The only way he could have been snuck up on like that is if they came from the storage room exit. That means it had to be you or Leon, and Leon didn't know about Kibo's lights.
Hold on. I was holding on to Sayaka the whole time. She couldn't have done it.
Leon, you're lying. I know you want to protect her, but it couldn't have been anyone else.
No, this is bullshit. Sayaka wouldn't do this. Besides, we heard your voice during the blackout.
That's true, but... I see. There's something in the storage room that explains how he heard her voice while she was outside.
That's stupid! I refuse to believe this!
He isn't listening. I guess I'll just have to show him the truth.
Leon, argument, armament. There's no way Sayaka's the killer. She wouldn't do something like this.
I mean, come on, Leon, you know better than anyone she'd do something like this.
Not after everything that's happened before. She has an alibi. So just knock it off. You know her too, Kaede. This is stupid.
I like this baseball background. It's kind of nice.
It has to be someone else. It can't be her.
Final blow. We heard
Sayaka's voice during the blackout.
Cassette player. Was that back there? Did we get that in evidence? I don't remember that. She really used a cassette. That's hilarious.
There were cassette players and tapes in the storage room. If Sayaka planned the murder, she could have used one to record her voice sometime before the party. Plus, she was in the venue by herself for a while. She would have had plenty of time to plan this all out. That would also explain the moved supplies in there. She was trying to get to the exit in the dark. Sayaka, please, if I'm wrong, tell me. I don't want to believe that you do this.
Well, I do. Die! You hit me with a rock!
Sayaka! Tell her she's wrong. Come on! Tell him you're our alibi.
I mean, you die if she dies, man.
Let him know it's all a huge misunderstanding so we can find the real culprit. Sayaka, answer me!
Sayaka remained silent, and I knew what I had to do. I'm going to go everything one more time. Then you'll have to face the truth.
Boom, boom, boom.
It all started when Ibuki, Leon, the Blackened, and I decided to hold a concert to lift everyone's spirits after the motive. That morning, Monokuma mentioned that each building in the school had circuit breakers, and if they were messed with, it could cause a blackout. The culprit would use this information later. They planned to murder Kokichi Oma while he was outside. To do this, they decided to cause a blackout. They knew Kibo's lights weren't working, so this was a viable option to them. At some point when they were alone in the venue, they took a cassette player from the storage room and recorded their voice. After our performance, the Blackened and Leon went to hang out by the storage room. During this time, Gundam left the music venue to go check on his hamsters. The Blackened must have distracted Leon for a brief moment and flipped a switch on the circuit breaker. We were eventually able to restore power, but in the confusion, we gave the Blackened enough time to enact the second half of their plan. They pressed play on the cassette player and set it down in the venue. Having familiarized themselves with the layout of the building, the culprit was able to sneak out through a door in the storage room. Along the way, they accidentally knocked over some supplies. They got outside and silently rounded the corner where Kokichi was standing. They picked up one of the rocks that surrounded the building and wielded it as a weapon. They snuck up behind Kokichi and hit him on the back of the head, seemingly killing him. Before they had time to make sure the job was finished, Gundam turned the corner, seeing them standing over Kokichi's body. He attacked them, and they had no choice but to fight back. You would think they wouldn't stand a chance against someone like Gundam.
I mean, okay, let's be clear here. Gundam is just a guy who works with animals. Just because he looks like a ninja. I mean, he beat Nekomaru, so I know he is strong, but Kaede would no reason to think that.
But they were able to use their surprising amount of strength from jumping around the stage all the time to fight back.
Oh, they set that up with her saying, yeah, you build a lot of muscle doing something like this.
They pushed Gundam in the struggle, resulting in him tripping and falling on one of the rocks, breaking his neck. Horrified by what had happened, the Blackened probably panicked. They moved the body up against the wall before fleeing the scene. They ran back into the venue and picked up the cassette player, hiding it. Soon after, we managed to get the lights back on. With that, we all headed outside to enjoy the rest of the day, none of us knowing that two of our friends were lying outside. That's what happened, isn't it? Sayaka, my zone of the ultimate pop sensation!
But, I mean, okay. Why?
I didn't mean for it to happen like this. It was supposed to save us.
Save us? Oh, dear.
Kokichi's the mastermind, right?
No. Maybe if any of us explained anything from our own games, we would have known this.
It was the motive, like it always is. I took the chance that it was true, and it looks like my intuition failed me this time, huh?
Sayaka, what are you saying? Don't just give up like this.
Leon, why are you fighting the obvious? I did it! I killed Gundam! I killed our friend!
Sounds like a confession to me. You know what that means. Time to vote.
Results. Leon voted for himself. He's like, I can't do it. No. At that point, just vote for Korekio.
Righto! The one who offed Gundam Tanaka was none other than Miss Sayaka Maizono. I'm so sorry. I never even meant to kill Gundam. You just...
Sayaka, you can't be serious! Sayaka, why? Why did you do this?
Because I got the 2 lies and a truth for Kokichi!
Well, I mean, yeah. Also, I forgot to mention that. I was supposed to mention that at the start of this video. I did go back and look and see that it was 2 lies and 1 truth. I just assumed it'd be 2 truths and a lie because that's how it normally is. But that also means that Taka's is much less interesting because it just means he's hiding a fact about one of the people, and it might be that Mondo killed his brother, probably. I don't know. Anyway.
I got Kokichi's paper. One of the lies was that he was the mastermind, and I believed it. I was an idiot. I risked everything on it.
Yeah, that was pretty silly.
I just wanted us to get out safe. I wanted to end this game. Imagine my surprise when the body discovery alarm still went off and Monokuma was still running. Who knows? Maybe it doesn't clear Kokichi, but I give up.
Sayaka, stop! Stop saying this! It can't be you!
What else was I supposed to do? The more time I waste, the lower our chance of survival. Leon, just let me do this for you, damn it!
Okay, sure.
For me?
It's always been for you, idiot. You became my main motivation in this nightmare. The reason I wanted to try to get us all out.
Sayaka,
Wow, how heartwarming. Well, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to finish this little soap opera, I believe we have an execution to get to. Now then, I prepared a very special punishment for the ultimate pop sensation, Sayaka Maizono. Leon, everyone just don't forget me, okay?
No! I'm not done! I need to talk to her! Please, don't do this!
Then it's time to give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
There we go. Wait, on her wrists? What the heck? Wait, no, Leon, don't run in there and get killed. I'm still waiting for when the second person's gonna die. Although, actually, Leon, do it. Leon, do it. I'd rather Kokichi live at this point. I don't remember what Sayaka's, like, unused execution was. It was something like this, wasn't it? Who's this other random girl? This poor random girl. Leon is going in. Fake hologram girl with Be More Chill holograms. No, she just stood on the conveyor. Oh, I guess she's still locked in, maybe? I don't know. She stood on the conveyor belt and fell to her doom. What's down there? I don't know. I guess she got smooshed like it's a Monokuma plushie making machine. That definitely wasn't her unused one. I think her unused one was like little Monokuma toys come out around. Oh, come on. Here's your consolation prize. With the Mondo Butter jingle. Okay, Leon's not dead yet. We'll see.
Leon, come on, get out of there!
He seems lost. Thanks for your help, Angie.
Bookie'll go get him.
Don't even try it. Ain't safe. I'll go in and get him out, just in case.
But you just said it wasn't safe.
Yeah, well, I remember the time I got Mondo buttered. Better have me go in rather than someone like you.
What does that even mean?
Please, be careful, Mondo.
When am I not?
I don't know, that time you killed Chihiro and that time you killed your brother. Stop killing people, Mondo.
I watched as Mondo climbed over the fence with ease. I wouldn't doubt he had experience prior to this.
Hey, Leon, get your ass over here.
Eventually, Mondo wound up making his way over to him, but his eyes softened when he recognized Leon's state.
Okay.
Leon didn't react. He simply slipped the ribbon off the bear and clutched it in his hand. Mondo remained quiet as he helped him up and approached the fence.
Retaro, mind helping me out? Sure. Yeah, whatever, if I have to.
Come on, Rantaro.
After a bit of planning, Leon wound up getting over the fence, and a tired Mondo followed.
Boy, if you wanted to get the gate open, all you had to do was ask.
I was gonna say, he can't...
Would you have really helped?
Well, yes, I love to see people in despair. Maybe, maybe not. It was funny watching you guys haul Leon over the fence, though. I'm surprised how long you've held up with your help, but by the looks of it, Leon is quite a time.
What?
After that, Leon tensed up, and the pink fabric tightly clutched in his hand slid into one of his pockets.
Don't attack Monokuma.
Bastard.
What's that?
You're a bastard! Why are you doing this to us? We've already done this. Why? Do you think this is amusing?
I think you know the answer is yes by now.
Leon?
Don't Leon me!
Okay.
Leon, I'd advise you calm down.
Calm down!
She's right, you know. She's right, you know. It's funny.
Watch it, Pipsqueak, or I'll make sure next time you don't wake up with just a head injury.
I'd like to see you try. He says that every time someone threatens him. He's like a kindergartner.
Oh, really?
Leon, don't accidentally kill Kokichi. He just had a massive head injury.
Leon charged up and looked like he was going to attack Kokichi, but something stopped him.
This ain't the answer, Leon. Pick on someone your own size. Let me go! I'm not letting you anywhere near him till you calm down, asshat.
Asshat. It's been a while since I've seen that.
How are none of you upset? We just lost Sayaka! Leon, we are upset. Are you fucking stupid? Then, why? Because we already lost her. And we ain't gonna lose you too for being stupid. Also, she basically almost killed Kokichi for no reason, so it's kind of... I think he deserves a little bit of a break. We're all upset, but you need to control yourself. What would Sayaka think if... Don't say that. Don't act like you know what she'd think. I bet none of you even care.
Leon, of course we care.
Forget it. I can't believe I saw anything in any of you. I can't believe I fed into your bullshit.
Wait, is Leon gonna be the new rival? Now that would be a twist.
Leon wiped his eyes and walked off alone to the elevator.
I'm gonna go gamer rage on my room.
Well, that was,
Sad? I'm also sad, actually. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go too.
He's grieving.
eye gamer raged in my room when Mondo died as well.
Grieving, but he seems so mad.
Yeah, well, you know me, don't you?
It's Mondo.
I grieve by getting mad too, after all.
He just lost one of his closest friends, Chihiro. Anger is only one of the many things I'd imagine he's feeling right now. Closest friends, yes.
You sound so sure.
It's almost like you've been through it before. Because I am. Who would be slow clapping in the background?
Well, I say, you guys are all for the dramatics today.
I actually thought it was going to be Kokichi. How does Monokuma clap? It's like whoop, whoop, whoop.
It always brings a tear to my eye. Almost. Because I can't, I'm a robot.
Everyone stood wordlessly as Monokuma slowly shrunk back into the shadows, leaving us alone. We should head back. It's been a long day. I agree with Kaede. Yeah, I'm really tired now.
Alright, let's just call it a night.
You're all tired. I think I'm about to die.
We all went to the elevator silently, leaving one another with our thoughts.
Is Kokichi actually just going to live? Thank God. Okay.
We just lost Saika Maizono, a girl determined to protect those she loved through and through.
I mean, I guess that's true.
And Gundam Tanaka, a man who devoted his life to his love of animals and defending the people around him. Neither of them deserve this.
I'd love to see that fight, though. I'm just saying.
Kaede! Buki stopped me as we exited the elevator, and the others paid us no mind.
Wow, rude.
Could you stay with me tonight?
Huh?
I just lost my love interest. I need to get a new one quick, or I feel like I'm gonna hit the chopping block next.
I'm so sorry.
It's just Buki lost Mahiru, and then Gundam. She's all alone now, and she's scared. Plus, the Davis might really like to see you. Of course. Yeah, let's go. Buki led me to her room, and she stepped in alongside me. We shut the door behind us, and I locked it securely. The Deva scrambled out from her bathroom, letting out squeals and squeaks.
Oh.
Buki fell to her knees with tears in her eyes as they climbed on her, everyone trying to find comfort in each other.
I'm still trying to find comfort for that missing Deva. Where is it?
I'm here now. It's okay. I didn't have much to say, so I kneeled down beside Ibuki and the Devas in silence. For the rest of the night, Ibuki and I comforted each other with the promise of safety until we fell asleep. I'm not sure how much longer I can make promises I can't keep.
Wow, wow.
Leon!
I mean, he was sort of important to the case, a little bit. I don't know how you guys are feeling about this one, but I liked it. I actually quite liked it. I feel like all the characters were in character. The falling on the rocks thing is a little silly, but I mean, how else do you do accidental murder? I guess the slippery rocks didn't have to be there. She could have just pushed him, and he could have been caught off guard and fell and hit his head on like a big rock, and that would have been fine. I like the twist that we were setting up this backstage door the whole time, which makes you think like, ooh, maybe it happened this time or that time or any other time. But in reality, the killer actually had to go through the storage door. And Kokichi didn't remember much, but he did remember which direction he was facing, and that was the key moment. So it was worth him coming to the trial. I really thought he was just going to collapse and die. I really did. And that's how they were going to get their, 3 deaths. But nope, they didn't go for it. It was a fake out. double murder, which makes me wonder if there'll be a real double murder sometime later in the game. I'm glad Kokichi's alive. I was talking about this the last episode. Like, I don't know who could fill Kokichi's role as the rival character. And Angie kind of did here, but I just feel like she doesn't quite have the same presence as Kokichi, you know? And that's mostly just because Kokichi, we know his devious nature, right? The creature is incredibly devious. And I feel like that helps a lot with, like, because there was a lot of CGs in V3 that really made him look creepy and, like, demonic. So it helps. I'm all for giving Kokichi an actual, like, humanizing moment. That's something that V3 desperately needed. And you only got it in, like, the flashback where he gets shot by the crossbow. That's, like, it. So it's nice that he gets to have an actual humanizing moment in the game. And I'm actually kind of interested to see where his character's going to go. I said this in like the beginning, right? But I feel like having Kokichi, after his plan failed, just be depressed would have made him very interesting, because he's still, like, opposing everyone, but sort of from, like, a nihilistic perspective of, like, why are you even trying? You know what I mean? And I feel like we're sort of going the opposite direction instead. You know what I mean? He got hit on the head and Gundam saved him. Whoops. Despite the fact that, like, you know, he was being the team villain, right? And then Gundam died protecting him. It gives me sort of the same vibes as, like, the Gonta thing, except this time he didn't manipulate Gundam to kill someone and then was, you know, playing up the theatrics afterwards. So it works a little better, I'd argue. And then seeing Kokichi genuinely be like, oh shit, my actions have consequences. That's good. I'm sad about Gundam going out here, but I mean, Gundam's one of those characters where you can't have him hang around too long. He's just too goofy, right? Although in this one, he didn't do much goofy stuff, so you could have probably got away with keeping him. Sayaka, one of Sayaka or Leon needed to go. Like, there's nowhere for them to go now that they've made up. Like, one of them has to die in order for their arc to continue. I kind of would have preferred if it was Leon, but that's fine. Just because Leon and Rataro's voices are so similar. Like, I can sort of differentiate Kaede and Sayaka, because
Sayaka can just have a little bit more of, like, a, I don't know, like a, what is it called? Valley Girl twang.
But Leon's, I don't know. I also think it'll be interesting to have, like, Mad Leon. I don't know how long it'll last. Probably not forever. But it'd be interesting in the next chapter if Leon's just pissed the entire time. Especially now that Kokichi's starting to turn a page, maybe. To have Leon turn a page in the opposite direction is a good idea. Kibo didn't really do much here, huh? Since he was back. That's one thing about this whole chapter, is I do feel like Monokuma should have at least acknowledged Kibo was here and been like, well, this is surprising, before saying, oh yeah, I prepared a seat for him, like he just knew the whole time. Which I'm sure he did, but he still should at least act like it's a surprise to him. And I don't know. I'm a little torn about that too. It would have been interesting to see what would happen if, like, how would Monokuma react if Leon jumped into the pit in just like a mental break moment of trying to save Sayaka no matter what, and just died? How would he react to that? Because that's technically against his rules, right? That's a person who's done nothing wrong who is now dying in an execution. Like, even with Fuihiko, when he got stabbed in the eyeball, which, jeez, that's rough. The Monokuma robots didn't attack him. They only attacked Peko, despite them being, like, literally hugged together. So clearly Monokuma isn't trying to hurt people, even if they're trying to interfere with an execution. So it would have been interesting to see what would have happened there. But I do think you need Leon to be mad for this chapter. So maybe it's better that he's still here. Okay. Well. Overall, I give it a thumbs up. I was talking about this on Discord. Someone said, I used to really like Redemption, but now I'm watching your playthrough of it and I'm thinking that maybe it's not all that good. I think the thing is, and I've known this since the very beginning because people were telling me this, that it starts off pretty rough, and then as it goes on, it gets better and better. And that seems to track, because chapter 1 was just completely like fan fiction zone, you know what I mean? And that was pretty rough. The murder was so preventable and all this stuff, like, you know. Chapter 2, a little bit better. Sure, did we squander some characters' potentials? Perhaps. But at least the murder made sense, and it was all logical, right? There was no illogical part to it, really. There was, sure, some, like, nitpicks, but nothing that, like, broke the case open. Chapter 3, you actually have a satisfying twist, I'd argue, and everybody feels pretty much in character during the trial, aside from maybe Angie. But then again, Angie being a little bit, like, manipulative is in her character, so she's, like, moving towards her actual characterization from the games instead of her, like, loving mother, I'm going to hug you all and make you pancakes version that was in this one up until now. But yeah. You know what I just said about Sayaka and Leon, right? Mondo and Taka, I'm looking at you. You've stuck around for way too long. One of them's gotta go. I have a feeling it'll be Mondo. But don't get too attached to him, sure, for the next chapter, because you know how those muscle characters like to die in chapter 4. We all know it. Alright, well, that's it. I think I still am a little concerned that Chihiro might be the mastermind. But now I'm kind of concerned that Angie might be the mastermind as well. What were the things I brought up? They're both acting strangely, right? And Chihiro was leading the trial just out of nowhere. But then Angie was acting like a villain, quote unquote. Or like a antagonist character in the trial because Kokichi wasn't able to. Which is a little sus. These are both sus things here. Although maybe I wonder if the twist to this is going to be that everybody is the mastermind and it's just Kaede who's being manipulated, right? I don't know. Like, I can't even guess. We're only at chapter 3. I will talk to you guys sooner than later. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe. You know it. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.